Hello everybody and welcome to this new video. In the last video I talked about the 6 books that I'm semi-actively reading, and today is the day that I'm going to tackle those in my 6-hour reading challenge. I'm not sure yet if I can actually manage those 6 hours today, but if I don't, then I will just do one part today and finish the rest of the reading tomorrow, because I have a day off tomorrow, but I will see. And I think I will start reading Orbital now, which was the really short book that I talked about in the last video. And I will see how long it takes me to actually finish it. I will set a timer now for 6 hours. And every time I do something else, like go to the bathroom or like make food or anything, I will pause the timer just so I can really say that I spent 6 hours reading, because otherwise it would be cheating, you know? And we can't do that. I guess I will just start reading then. I'm very excited. And I hope this kind of activates some sort of reading flow that will make me like really continue with my other books that I have sitting in my bookshelf and waiting for me to read them. Wish me luck. So I have just finished reading Orbital, and I have paused the timer at 4 hours and 36 minutes that are left. I thought I would be faster with finishing the book, but well, I guess it's not about how fast I am. It's about properly reading the book, of course, and not like speeding through it. So I definitely enjoyed reading the second half of the book more than I thought I would. Yeah, it definitely has made me think about the fragility of our planet and the state of everything right now. I mean, there is stuff happening everywhere, and it's all very scary. And climate change and state of politics and everything, very spooky. And it just made me think of how we need to try to protect our planet and do our best to maybe undo or try to undo some of the stuff humanity has done to Earth. It has definitely made me a bit thoughtful. So It's the first book of 6 that has been done. Now there are 5 left. And I think I will continue with reading Iowa by Stefanie Sargnagel. But I will do that after I have had a little shopping break with one of my best friends. And I'm sure it will make me feel a bit more awake as well, because I definitely felt my eyes burning a little bit during the last 20 minutes of reading or something. I've definitely felt some sleepiness coming in. But I will definitely continue with the reading challenge after I'm back. We'll see how it goes. So I am back now from a shopping trip, and it's been about 3 hours or something. So I'm definitely feeling a bit more awake and very motivated to continue with reading. Yeah, as I said earlier, I will continue with reading Iowa. It's a book that's written by the Austrian author Stefanie Sargnagel, and it's about the experiences of the author in Iowa, where she had to teach students at a university for a bit. And yeah, she spent a couple weeks in Iowa exploring the state a little bit. I really like it so far, as I stated in the previous video, and I believe that I will be quite quick with that. I mean, I also said that with Orbital, but it wasn't that quick. But yeah, I will read that now and continue with the timer and see how long it takes me to finish. Hello, everybody. So it might feel weird for you that I'm saying that in the middle of a video, but while it might have just been one cut for you in between me reading Iowa and me sitting here now, it's been 2 weeks for me basically, because while I was intending on continuing with reading after the last reading session, I did not continue reading because life did suddenly get very busy for me and I was struggling with motivating myself for continuing to read. So I kind of fell back into a little bit of a slump again for about 2 weeks. But I did not entirely give up on the whole 6 hour reading thing. I mean, even though I technically failed the challenge because you're kind of supposed to do the 6 hours in one go, I did keep making screenshots of the remaining time on my timer whenever I stopped reading. I did finish reading 6 hours off camera. It was simply easier for me, I think, to finish doing the 6 hours off camera. And so I did finish reading Iowa 2 or 3 days ago, I would say. And I have about 50 to 60 pages left of I Hope This Finds You Well, the book that I'm holding right now, which is my microphone stand, basically. So I did finish reading 6 hours in order to minimize my reading pile, which is kind of a success for me still in itself, because I did spend 6 hours reading. And that was the goal for me. And even though it would have been great for me to do that like consecutively and like in one day or in 2 days, I have to accept that it just didn't work out like that, and I will definitely try again to do that the way I intended, like in the future. But I gotta say, it feels good to have actually focused on reading these books that have been sitting there on my semi-actively reading list for a long time. And I do have to say that I did kind of think that I would be a little bit faster with reading and that I would finish more books than I did. But I think I kind of overestimated my reading speed and I underestimated the amount of actual pages that I had to read. But of course, it is definitely more important to actually read the book and not just speed through it for the sake of reading it or like finishing it. Yeah, so it definitely was more important to like actually delve into the books and enjoy them, which I definitely did. And I did finish the 6 hours yesterday, and that definitely got me into some reading flow, I would say. The book that I'm holding now, I'm definitely going to finish today after finishing up this video. I am very much enjoying this book, actually. As I said, it's called I Hope This Finds You Well. It's by Natalie Sue. And I would definitely say that I Hope This Finds You Well is the favorite for me out of the 3 books that I read during those 6 hours. Because while it is quite dark at times, because it is about a depressed and anxiety-riddled woman, it is very witty and funny, and it has brought out quite a few emotions. I gasped audibly. I laughed. I think I shed a tear yesterday. Yeah, it's definitely got me quite emotional. It definitely gripped me. I didn't quite think that the experiences of a young woman in an office environment with her very strange colleagues and her turbulent private life could grip me so much, but it definitely did. And I think I'm going to be done very quickly with the 50 to 60 pages I have left today, because I really can't wait to finish the book, basically. And that is a really great feeling for me, to kind of be in that flow. I do hope I can kind of hold on to that feeling for a little bit, even though I won't really have the time during the next 2 weeks, because I'm going on a big trip to Poland and Iceland. And there won't be that much time for reading, I suppose. So I hope that the flow will prevail, and I will definitely bring a book, of course. And I will see how the motivation just keeps up for the coming weeks, and how it will affect my reading habits in the next couple of weeks. I also need to tell you about Iowa, of course, because since I have finished that, I have some opinions about it as well. I did enjoy the rest of the book when I read it. I did also laugh. I had a good time, because the writing of the author is also quite funny for me. And it was also really good to actually read a book in German again, because I do read most of my books in English. It was definitely a bit different to read a book in German, but it was also very good to just, yeah, read something in my mother tongue and read something from an Austrian author, which was also really cool. I do have to say, though, that the ending felt a bit rushed for me, but I understand why, because the book is about Iowa and the trip to Iowa. And at the end of the trip, the author and her mother, who came to visit her, actually went to California together for a little road trip. And that was not described very thoroughly. And I understand that, of course, because the trip to California didn't really belong to the story of Iowa. And it was just like a little personal trip, I guess, with her mother. So she maybe didn't want to delve too deeply into that. I would have found it interesting to read more about their time in California, but I get that it wasn't part of the reason why she was in the US, and it's just like a personal kind of thing. I would have loved to read more about California. It's definitely interesting to kind of learn a bit about what's going on in Iowa, and specifically in the little town of Grinnell, where the university she had to teach at is located, and the kind of people that live there. And I will definitely seek out more books of Stefanie Sargnagel, because I would like to read more books that were written by Austrians, and I would like to read more German books in general. It's a nice thing to read more books in your mother tongue, even though I do prefer English, I would say. At least if the original language is English, of course. But I think another German-speaking author that I'm going to seek out is Sebastian Fitzek. He writes thrillers, and I have heard many positive things about him. And I do sometimes read thrillers also, or not that often, but they can be very, very gripping to read. It would be a tragedy if a thriller wasn't gripping to read. But yeah, that is basically what I'm going to seek out in terms of German reading. More books by Stefanie Sargnagel, and then some Sebastian Fitzek. And maybe if you have some recommendations for German-speaking authors, please put them in the comments for me. This basically concludes the video. It concludes the reading challenge that I didn't quite pass. It didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted it to, but I am sort of proud that I did the reading, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And also, if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram, because I do now have an account, and it is linked in the description. Have a great day or night or evening or whatever time of day it is, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!